When I finally woke up, my head was spinning, and I felt strange. I just couldn't remember anything from the party of the night before. Why was I lying on the floor? Where was this place? Found my clothes, dressed, and discovered I was in this huge, lavish and somewhat macabre bedroom. It was fabulous, decorated with a richness that I had rarely seen in Tamriel. The furnishings were extravagant and yet tasteful. Where was this place? How did I get here? I was determined to find the answers as soon as my head cleared. Then I noticed it, a sound in the background at first, but finally, it came to the front of my consciousness. There was music, it was everywhere, it seemed to be emanating from the very walls. This haunting sound filled my very being, it was pervading, hypnotic and yet beautiful. I was fascinated, even entranced, and I must say, a little nervous. I pushed the huge doors. They gave way easily to my touch and swung open. There before me was a narrow gangplank spanning a huge crevasse and then a strange rock passageway. I followed it to a landing of sorts. It was then that I looked up into the darkness. I had no memory of how I got here or indeed where I was. It was then that I noticed 2 tiny puncture marks on my neck. I suddenly felt weak at the knees. I now knew what this place was, and who, or what, lived here. My neck burned. A cool dry breeze blew up from below. The next door led to a beautiful little garden retreat. I quickly hurried on, hardly noticing the gorgeous statue and unusual glowing plants. The door on the other side led to a withdrawing room. It was well stocked with hundreds of old books. Perhaps I would find answers to my mysterious location in these dusty old pages, but for now, I was on a mission. I felt a strange sort of excitement rising from deep within me and an insatiable thirst. There was a cat-like creature here, but it looked straight through me as though I was invisible, so I moved on. I wasn't prepared for what came next. A lobby, I guess. I tried the huge doors, but they would not budge. So I decided to go deeper into the building. There was music, always music, but at least I was feeling better now, but I was plagued by this thirst. This hall was magnificent. The walls were lined with these huge majestic statues. Ancient heroes, no doubt, of long-forgotten conquests. There were busts and wall hangings and plaques depicting victories and battles of old, and bats, lots of bats. I wanted to stay longer to soak it all in, but something was driving me on. So I made my way to the next set of doors. Just before entering, I turned and gazed one last time at the fantastic hallway. It was breathtaking from up here on the stairs. I wondered again, who built this, who owned this now, and why me? Perhaps I would find answers further on. Another landing, a garden, an altar, and it looked like another hallway. The music was different, but it was still there, almost pervading my thoughts, controlling me somehow, calming me, soothing. I decided to look around this time before I moved on. To say this place was huge would be an understatement, but although there was plenty of room, I still felt trapped. And now I felt this wild animal inside me. It wanted to rise up and escape. I had to go on. I had to find and confront my captor. I took the only path left open to me, the passageway. I entered expecting to find something or someone, but there was just fire. Fire in front, fire to the right and left. I was in a prison. It was strange. Part of me felt panic, and the other part of me felt rage and an anger so deep it frightened me. I was changing. I knew this now. I would soon become like my captor, a fiend for blood. I struggled to keep control, but I knew what was coming. I decided to try the main doors again. So I ran, driven on by some primitive instinct, like a caged animal. When I woke up, I was in the bedroom again. My hair had turned white, my skin was a sickly yellow, and my face had changed. I looked and felt evil. I drank the cup of blood I held in my hand. So, this was to be my life, a vampire for all eternity, and not a thing I could do about it.